Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Madison Rich, and this is UCC Talk 24. And here on this channel, we're all about the UCC, public and private rights, giving the people education and knowledge to enrich themselves. So today, I'm here with my co-host, Shatik Ferguson.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm returning with my partner today, Madison Rich, to discuss we're gonna open up with a question we keep getting in our DM or messenger, however you young guys pronounce it today. And everybody says, well, if the process is real, then why is everybody not doing it? And there's really a simple answer for that. The answer is because a lot of people don't understand what it is they're doing. They're receiving new knowledge, and the only thing they see in front of that is money. So they're trying to apply something that they don't even understand. So just because there's a remedy doesn't mean that everybody's going to be able to apply it. And those that are applying it correctly, we will be able to see, because there's certain requirements that you must already have for a person to actually even take you serious, or for a person to even know that you even are ready for this avenue you're about to go down. So although the process is out there for everybody to read and learn, don't mean you'll understand it. Now, today's topic, Madison Rich, today we're going to get into with y'all today about the difference between the registrations of the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth. So, Madison, let's go into that for him.
Okay, alright. First I was going to get into this and show right here. A lot of people wanted to try to get their bonds on the Treasury Direct site. Right, so the whole thing, a lot of people are having issues with is knowing what date their bond was issued. Right, but we're gonna make another video describing that process on how to access your bonds.
Yeah, because that process is going to be a very, very, very detailed process, because you're going to have to be meticulous when applying this method in order to receive some type of benefit from it. Because although you might read about the bonds that are attached to your straw man and how these bonds are moved and manipulated in order to create debt, and that same debt still makes you the creditor when you was the creditor from the beginning. So how could you be the creditor and the debtor? And I understand where the difficulty shows and everybody gets confused, right? So they start seeing these bonds and everything attached to these bonds, and how they can locate these bonds and how they can pull from these accounts. We understand that a lot of people are confused about how to use these bonds. But the bonds that are attached to the Strawman account and to your corporate America account, those bonds are not your bonds. Those bonds are not your bonds. You can create bonds and benefit off of the account in which they use, but you have to learn how to create your own. And as you follow us, we will teach you the step-by-step method of how to apply commercial law into the public and receive the benefits from it without getting caught up chasing your tail in a circle, getting caught up in looking at the straw man name and your natural birth name and getting confused about the two.
Right, exactly. Because see, a lot of people don't know that those bonds are for discharge. That's your exemption account. All right. So just like in the scriptures, as it says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, right? You just have to learn how to access the beneficial use of the property that's inside the trust. Okay, so we had it here, as I talked about in my other video about the cestui trust. Right. So this is what they formed at your birth. But they basically locked your mother and father into a contract, right? And it made it so to the public that handle your parents or you when you get older are not competent to handle your own affairs.
And the reason why they assume that you are not capable of handling your own affairs is because they're not always quite sure that your mother even realizes that she's entering into commerce. And they know for a fact as a child you don't even know what you've just been registered for.
Exactly. So they basically have the assumption that you don't have the legal capacity to handle your own affairs. So the state or the government basically administers your property as they see fit. Okay.
Until you're old enough to start remedying for yourself. So it's just like you're born. You have no money, you have no way of supporting yourself, you have no way of life, right? The government, the parents run to the government for support. Oh, my child is starving, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Where do you think that they get the funds to support people when they need them? Where do you think they get these funds from? They get these funds from the account that you allowed them to create to help take care of what it is that you need taken care of. They will act as your trustee as long as you allow them to, until you come of age.
That's right. So, you see, I'm going to read this a little bit so you guys can get a little synopsis of our discussion. Since 1933, when a child is born, the executors or administrators of the higher estate knowingly and willingly claim the baby as chattel to the estate. The slave baby contract is then created by honoring the ancient tradition of either having the impression of the feet of the baby onto the live birth record or a drop of its blood, as well as tricking the parents to signing the baby away through the deceitful legal meanings on the live birth record. This live birth record, as a promissory note, is converted into a slave bond sold to the private reserve bank of the estate and then conveyed it into a second and separate cestui trust per child owned by the bank. Upon the promissory note reaching maturity and bank unable to seize the slave child, a maritime lien is lawfully issued to salvage the lost property and itself monetized as currency and issued in series against the cestui trust. You see that, guys? So they basically have the assumption that you're not able to stand competent or have the capacity to handle your own affairs. So when people are out there talking, saying that they're sovereigns, you have to be on your P's and Q's and know what you're talking about and how to claim and maintain your status in the public when you're dealing with these people.
Because they tend to make you think that they're doing you a favor by lending you whatever it is that you come asking them for. Right? So they give you the loan. Right? They give you whatever it is that you need. They have to create the debt. They have to make an offer. Somebody has to take the offer. Somebody has to. We have to create the debt in order to access the credit. In order to access the credit. So in order to access your credit to help you as a child. Now, did they go overboard? Did they take advantage? Did the machine get out of control? Absolutely. They turned you into a corporation and ran you like a corporation. And in order for a corporation to survive, the corporation has to create debt. It has to create debt in order for the credit to come alive. They have to. Everything runs on a credit and debt operation, period. A plug-in and an unplug situation. We plug in for the charge, we unplug the discharge. The movie Neo.
Okay, as you see right here, since you see a lot of people don't know the difference between public capacity and private capacity, so you have to know when and how when you're acting in these capacities.
Because if you notice, acting in public capacity and then you're living in your private capacity, because when you are in the public, it's all an act. This is a game. This is commerce. Everything is an offer and an acceptance. This is about money over here in commerce. I say that to say that a lot of people are looking for the redemption remedy, right? But they're not paying attention to where the redemption and what jurisdiction of redemption lies in. The people are using the commercial process for a private remedy. And the reason why they're doing that is because it's being explained to them that as a child, your real name became a Strawman and it became incorporated. And because of this explanation, you are looking for the remedy that they are trying to give you through the redemption phase. Right? But in that redemption phase, they're telling you this is UCC and you got to implement this commercial law in order to seek remedy. But commerce is commerce and private is private. Living in private capacity and acting in your public. Whenever you are acting anywhere in commerce, you are in public. Remember that. That's going to come in handy for you later on as you continue to watch our videos.
Okay, I'm going to be a little so you guys can learn what the difference between a private and a public person, okay? Because you want to act as a private sovereign, okay? To be in the private is to live in a private capacity as man or woman with flesh and blood, arms and legs, a conscious mind, a spirit, and life. All men and women are created as equal sovereigns, endowed with unalienable rights, responsibilities, and credit. Commercial energy. As natural men and women, they are creditors. Their right to contract is unlimited and they have unlimited liability. They are outside and above the state. From Latin privatus, set apart, belonging to oneself. Okay? Public. To be in the public is to act in a public capacity as an accommodation party and joinder to an artificial person created and governed by the state. All men and women who act in legal fiction roles for the state are granted conditional privileges and benefits prescribed in legislative acts. As artificial persons, they are debtors. Okay? Their right to contract is limited and they have limited liability. They are inside and under the state. From Latin publicus, of the people, of the state, done for the state. So you guys better definitely have to probably rewind that part. That's very important because you have to know how to operate in different capacities when you're dealing with public and private capacities.
Listen, as an accommodation party, enjoinder to an artificial person created and governed by the state. All men and women who act, look at the word, act, in legal fiction roles, legal fiction roles. When you sign your name and they pull you over and you pull out your ID and they ask you for your ID and you give them your driver's license, you are now acting in a legal fiction role. When you go to work and you work for the police department, you go to work, your name is now Officer such and such, you are in a legal fiction. So even that is to say, when you step outside your house, because you are legal fiction, your real name now becomes your legal fiction. You are acting in commerce once you step out your house, unless you know how to state your jurisdiction, unless you know how to interact. For the state are granted conditional privileges with conditions. You got privileges and benefits with conditions. You know why? Because you don't really fully have anything. They can be taken from you. Because you're just a corporation, you can be shut down. You can be owned and controlled. Because you are registered and there's a CEO, a trustee out there. That trustee is the United States Corporation. So we say these things to you in part because as you continue to watch our videos, we're going to start the beginning step process. But the things that we're telling you are very, very, very important, because as we're explaining the process and we are expecting everybody to implement them, because this channel is not for those that just want to know what happened. This channel is for the people that are looking up for the financial wealth in which they so deserve. And we will guide you there, and we will paint the picture that is being painted to you, right? Like a Picasso, so you can get what's being explained. And then you can act upon it as you so choose.
Okay, guys. I'm going to get into another document, alright, which is on the public side, right, and then the live birth certificate, right, which is on the private side. So you guys need to inspect that and see the difference. When you do on the private side, when you sign your name in certain capacities, right, you're going to sign your appellation, right. Look that up if you don't know what that is. Okay, appellation is given. A lawful appellation is private record. See that, guys? The name is registered. A legal trade name is publicly registered. So you see the all caps name is a publicly registered trade name. Okay. You need to look at these things. Debtor. See, that's on the public side. You're the taxpayer. See that? You're on the private side. You are the creditor, the executor, the grantor. See that? Those are different roles, guys. See, the live birth was a record. The birth was a certificate, birth certificate. Okay? Something you guys need to look at. Okay, I'm Madison Rich. This is UCC Talk 24. We're going to be back with more videos. Stay safe out there.